The big red herring that they've been throwing out this week is that they're going to try to get the grand jury records. They're really obsessed with the idea that they're going to show us the grand jury records. Now, first of all, I want to say the reason they want to show us the grand jury records is because they won't mention Donald Trump.
Okay.
There's no way.
Now, why do you know that for sure?
Well, so there's 3 different grand juries in play here. There's the one from 2019 in the pending case when Jeffrey Epstein himself. That was the actual big case. There's the one from Ghislaine Maxwell's trial from 2020. And then there's the grand jury investigations in Florida that led to the plea, which we'll talk about a little later, the original Epstein plea. But in none of those cases, think about what you have to do to make a case against Jeffrey Epstein.
It has nothing to do with being with Trump.
Right. You have to be able to show that he's trafficking women, which is what he was doing, girls. And so, a grand jury is a very different presentation from a full trial. But I think that Trump is going to try to say this is the evidence they have.
I see.
Yeah.
This is a way for them to look like they're doing something, but there's no chance this would have the evidence in it.
And there's no chance it'll ever be released because it's grand jury records.
Right.
And they know that too. So I want to talk about that because under Rule 6 of the Federal Rules of Criminal Procedure, I think it's worth reminding everybody that you can't just get grand jury records. That's not how it works. There's some pretty direct exceptions, none of which apply. So these records most likely, there is an exception in New York. The Second Circuit as well as the Seventh Circuit have both found there can be special circumstances potentially that allow outside the rules, that allow some grand jury testimony to come out if you can make that showing. I still don't see it. And it's clear that they're just trying to do this because there's this public obsession with it and they're trying to use it to misdirect. But they're trying to say that there's some public interest reason. So we'll keep on that in the Second Circuit and see what they're doing in New York.